Happy Halloween, my fearless ones, my beautiful fearless ones, sorry. So today we're doing Halloween look number 2. I tried to number them like a couple years ago, and then I forgot what number we were on and all that. So they're not going to be numbered, but I do put like Halloween 2025 on it, so you'll know that it's a Halloween look. There might be some other looks going on because I have some products that I want to try and review and some things that I need to unbox, some things that recently came out that I purchased that I need to do an unboxing for and do a look with. So be looking for that. I don't want to say exactly what it is or when it's going to come up, but I need to fill that video. Anyways, so today I wanted to do like a butterfly. I haven't done this in a very long time. When I was with Younique years and years ago, not that long ago, but you know, years, wow, almost 10 years ago, I did a bunch of different looks for Halloween and kind of had some fun with it. And so a butterfly, it's a cute look, and I thought we would go ahead and do it today. I don't know exactly what kind of butterfly we're going to do. I had thought about doing a Gothic butterfly, but I haven't fully decided yet. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started and hope that it turns out good. Sometimes you break into mine.
Yeah.
I really like it. You break it once, you fine.
Really skip for another one, so I can do.
Alright, so this is our finished look. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I didn't do, like, I feel like I didn't do as good of a job as I had envisioned, and my son said it looks more like a superhero mask than a butterfly, so you know, I'm not a great artist when it comes to drawing on paper. I'm good with playing with colors and doing like eye looks, and like I can, you know, kind of do something like that, but like when it comes to drawing on the face, I'm just not super great at it. So we tried. I don't think it's bad, and I do think that there are different kinds of butterflies, so let me know what you think in the comments. Not every look is gonna be a hit. You know, I do think that I have grown greatly in my makeup applying skills and all of that, but we still have areas to improve on and all of that. So as always, I will include a full list of everything I used for this look in the description box below. Don't forget to go follow me over on the Instagram. My link to Instagram, Facebook, all of the things is on my website, beautifullyfearless.com, which is always linked in my description box, in every description box of every one of my videos, of every of the videos. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content's going to pop up over here on this channel. I thank y'all so much for watching. I love y'all very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!